So welcome to the second episode in our series of looking at the overview of the no syllabus and the various things that you have to take into consideration to position you to be able to pass the examination. In the first episode, we looked at the overview considering the 5 key themes on which the no syllabus is based, and then looking at the structure of the syllabus currently as well as going into 2025 in respect of the examination. In this episode, we want to look at the subjects one after the other and take into consideration a couple of things that we have to really take out and focus on generally at the end of the day. One thing you need to understand is that the entire syllabus is further broken down into 3 main streams. So we have the financial reporting and auditing stream, we have the management accounting and financial management stream, and then we have the business management stream. So these are the 3 streams that we have. Now, it is designed in such a manner to help students to really see how each of the subjects are connected with each other to be able to then increase the chances of passing the examination. The financial reporting and auditing stream, as the name suggests, looks at everything from financial accounting, financial reporting, public sector accounting and finance, auditing, advanced audit and assurance. The management accounting and financial management certainly looks at management accounting, that is from level 1, introduction to management accounting, level 2, management accounting, and then also financial management. And then the business management streams looks at business management and information system in the level 1, and then also strategic case study in level 3. So we are going to be trying to look at the various key things that we have to really pay attention to, and most importantly, how we can position ourselves to ultimately pass the examination. So let's start the discussion with the financial reporting and auditing stream. Like I mentioned, this is going to be covering financial accounting, financial reporting, corporate reporting, public sector accounting and finance, audit and assurance, and advanced audit and assurance. I'm going to quickly go through some of them, and then we will take them into detail and look at what exactly we need to focus on. Now, when it comes to financial accounting, this is level 1. If you're starting from level 1, that is going to be there. The only thing that is being introduced here will be issues about ethics, as well as introduction to public sector financial statements. What does that mean? It means that right in the level 1, like I said, public sector is a core theme of the syllabus. Right from level 1, the accountant is going to be introduced to how various financial statements are prepared in the public sector, so that as you are learning financial statements prepared by the private sector entities, you have to understand how that is also going to be prepared in the public sector, then the qualitative characteristics of financial statements, both the fundamental and enhancing qualitative characteristics. Right from level 1, the accountant is introduced to the fact that, hey, listen, what you are learning is not just for the private sector organizations. What you are learning is equally going to be applied in the public sector to set the tone up. So some ethics there to start building the professional qualification, the professional skills that the accountant must have right from level 1, and then also introducing the public sector issues in the level 1, and then key accounting ratios. So in the level 1, you are going to be expected to just calculate the ratios, no interpretation. You're just going to calculate the ratios and then you go away. So profitability ratios, that kind of thing, just calculate it. Again, it is to introduce the accountants to the fact that, hey, listen, one of the core aspects of financial reporting is to interpret financial statements, and one of the ways we interpret financial statements is through the calculation of ratios. And so how do you calculate profitability ratios, liquidity ratios, working capital ratios, and then deal with issues about investors ratios? So those calculations, level 1, boom, financial accounting. So we come to the core aspect, and that is level 2, financial reporting. There is nothing really new in financial reporting. The only thing that we can say it's new is going to be some current issues generally. So yes, we're going to still see the conceptual framework, the International Accounting Standard Board conceptual framework, the application of the accounting standards, then analyzing and interpretation of financial statements, preparation of single entity financial statements, consolidated financial statement. So whatever you are learning or whatever you know about currently when it comes to financial reporting in the new syllabus is the same thing there. You're going to be having the same thing with the introduction of a couple of things that you need to be mindful of. And the first thing is that there is going to be specific reference to the ISBA Code of Ethics, the Ghana's Corporate Governance Code, and the Corporate Governance Provisions of Companies Act 2019. This is going to be very important. And so not only are we going to be focusing on the ISBA Code of Ethics like in the current syllabus, but in the new syllabus, the ISBA Code of Ethics is going to be important. The Ghana's Corporate Governance Code is going to be important, and then Corporate Governance Provisions of Companies in accordance with the Companies Act 2019 as well. Then there is going to be some introduction to sustainability issues. All these will be captured in the current issues of the first aspect of the syllabus, which is about 15% based on the syllabus grade. And so there's going to be some sustainability issues that we need to talk about. And this is IFRS S1, IFRS S2. It's not calculation, or it's just some disclosure issues, so you're going to be good there. Then certainly some professional skepticism issues in respect of the importance in interpretation of financial results. Yeah, you know interpretation of financial statements already, and so that is going to be coming up as well keenly here. So when it comes to financial reporting, it's the same thing as you know, but like I said, with the introduction of sustainability, introduction of the Ghana's Corporate Governance Code, as well as the Corporate Governance Provisions of the Companies Act 2019. So fairly the same thing. If you have been learning financial reporting, or you did some financial reporting in your first degree, or maybe in your MBA, you're still going to be good here when it comes to the level 2 financial reporting. Then we come to corporate reporting. Now, in corporate reporting, it's still going to be the same thing, but again, we bump up a couple of things here. Number one is going to be the E aspect of the syllabus, which is going to now have environmental, social, and governance issues, as well as sustainability reporting. And that is 15% of the syllabus. So this is going to be crucial when it comes to the corporate reporting examination from November 2024. And so still, we're going to be dealing with accounting standards, 30% on the syllabus grading. That is going to be very crucial for us to generally know about as we prepare ourselves. So the accounting standards, knowing about all the accounting standards in level 2, IAS 16, IAS 40, IAS 33, IAS 24, IAS 23, IAS 20. Then you come to the level 3 exclusives. You're going to be excited about the issue in respect of IAS 19 employee benefit, IFRS 2 share-based payment, IFRS 8 segment reporting. But also here, we are going to be going into details a little bit into the sustainability standards, which is IFRS S1, IFRS S2. Yes, in financial reporting is just a little introduction, not detail, but in corporate reporting, you're going to be going into detail a little bit about that to look at how this sustainability reporting and those sustainability issues are going to be playing a key role when it comes to the preparation and presentation of the financial statement. So on the overall, we are going to be seeing a lot of professional skepticism and judgment in respect of how the accountant is going to get access to information and make various interpretation. Then there has to be a development on the issues in respect of sustainability reporting. Then there is going to be some reference to how the accountant will advise organizations when it comes to sustainability reporting. Because remember, sustainability reporting in itself is a form of corporate social responsibility, which you will look at in much detail in strategic case study, introduction of which you will get when it comes to the business management and information system in level 1 if you are starting from level 1. And then certainly we are going to identify sustainability issues in, say, a given industry. So specific industries are going to be given to us for us to look out for generally. However, we are also going to be required to advise on the impact, benefits, and risks of technological development within corporate reporting, including the use of big data, data analytics, distributed ledger technology, and blockchain. So really, as I mentioned in the episode 1, technology is playing a key role when it comes to this syllabus. And so in corporate reporting, you're going to be looking at all of these things. Like I said, we're not here looking at, what are peripheral devices? What is the hardware? What is the software? Now, we are dealing with the big issues. So big data, data analytics, distributed ledger technology, blockchain technology, cryptocurrency, and all of these things. So some of these things are going to be in the exam hall, and it is important you know about them as you prepare yourself for the examination. And so how do you position yourself in financial reporting, in corporate reporting? It's the same thing that I've said over and over again throughout if you're a follower of my work. But if you are not and you are new, again, you got to be strong in the accounting standards, because really at the end of the day, everything in financial reporting and corporate reporting is going to be rising and falling on the accounting standards. And so you need to be strong when it comes to the accounting standards. And I've made videos about how the accounting standards are supposed to be studied. And you need to understand that, yes, the list may appear tall, because there is a lot of things that you need to learn when it comes to dealing with the accounting standards on the overall. But if you understand them and know the way they are related, understand that, hey, IFRS to share-based payment, there is a connection with IAS 12 income tax. If you understand that there is some relationship between IAS 16, IAS 19, IAS 23, IAS 20, and you understand that these standards are interrelated, then you wouldn't see them in isolation, but see them as a whole. And that is how you learn the accounting standards. So very important. The first thing I'll suggest is that as you prepare and go into the exam hall, financial reporting, corporate reporting, you need to be strong in the accounting standards. I cannot overemphasize the importance of this. If you're not strong in the accounting standards, then you're going to fail the examination. You got to be strong, because even if it comes to the interpretation of the financial statement, there are certain circumstances where the examiner may ask you questions which will require you to adjust the financial statement based on an additional information provided before you can calculate the ratios and then interpret the ratios. And so having a strong understanding and knowledge in the accounting standards will position you to be able to ultimately pass the examination. And this is very important and something that you need to really know about as you go into the exam hall. So accounting standards, you've got to be strong in the accounting standards. The second thing that I will say is interpretation of financial statements. It is going to be there in the exam hall, and now it's going to be very crucial for us. So in financial reporting, in corporate reporting, interpretation of financial statements, very important. One of the things you need to understand is that in corporate reporting, in addition to the traditional financial reporting ratio analysis, you're going to be having the analysis of the cash flow statement, okay, the consolidated cash flow statement. And so you have to build your base in relation to how you do the calculation for the various ratios, but most importantly, it's going to be the way you interpret the ratios, because your expression, the way you communicate your thoughts, your grammar, your handwriting, all of those things, you need to perfect the act as you go into the exam hall. So be strong in the accounting standards, learn the act when it comes to the interpretation of the financial statement, and most importantly, see how all of these actually connect with each other in the syllabus, and then you can go into the exam hall, write the exam with confidence, and most importantly, be able to pass the examination. Now, you can check the playlist on our channel on YouTube. If you're watching this on other platforms, you can check the playlist on our channel. In respect of the accounting standards, we've done various masterclass videos on various accounting standards, solving questions, and also the how-to playlist is there to help you on how you can study the accounting standards, how they are related, how you can study and how you can plan yourself, and most importantly, how you can pass the examination. So that is how financial reporting and corporate reporting is mostly the same, but with the introduction of some technology issues, say some current development issues like sustainability reporting that you need to pay attention to. The next thing is going to be public sector accounting and finance. As I mentioned in the introduction, public sector now is focusing on financial reporting. So all of those topics about procurement, public-private partnership arrangement, and all of those other topics in public sector have now been moved and spread across the entire syllabus, right from level 1 to the level 3. So now public sector accounting and finance will focus primarily just like financial reporting. And that is why it is always advisable to write financial reporting and public sector accounting together, especially because of the way the syllabus now is. So we are going to be having the overview of the public financial management cycle in Ghana. We are going to be having the regulatory and conceptual framework of public sector accounting in Ghana. Most importantly, it's going to be the IPSAS. Just like in financial reporting and corporate reporting, we are going to be dealing with the International Financial Reporting Standards. In public sector, we are going to be dealing with the International Public Sector Accounting Standards. So you are going to be having dedicated questions in the exam or on the IPSAS. Name it: IPSAS 17, Property, Plant and Equipment; IPSAS 19, IPSAS 9. All of the IPSAS, the examiner will be bringing specific questions on them. So you have to build your base and be solid on the IPSAS. Now, the beauty of it is that's why when you're doing the financial reporting and the public sector accounting together, you will be able to understand the two very well. And so we're going to just pick the accounting standards. IPSAS 17, for instance, property, plant and equipment, is the same as IAS 16, property, plant and equipment, with some level of contextualization for the public sector, because the asset base of public sector organizations will be different from the asset base for private sector organization. Also, the way we deal with revaluation of assets, impairment of assets and all of those things could be a little bit different based on the type of financial statement we prepare in the public sector. So IPSAS is going to be playing a key role here, and it is important you understand the IPSAS to position yourself to ultimately pass the examination. Then preparation of financial statements. If you're somebody who is familiar with the current syllabus, preparation of financial statement is ordinary, but again here the IPSAS are going to be playing a key role here. Yes, the IPSAS are currently already playing key roles, but you're going to be seeing the preparation of the financial statement here. How do we prepare the statement of the revenue and expenditure, the statement of cash flow, the statement of the financial position in the public sector? How do we deal with all the footnotes when it comes to public sector accounting and finance? All of these will be playing a key role, and it is important you know about them. And remember, when it comes to the public sector financial statement preparation, it can be on the central government, the consolidated financial statement perspective. It can be coming from a covered entity. A covered entity is simply an entity whose activity is financed either in part or in whole from the consolidated fund. So we are going to be seeing that coming in, or other organizations. It could be a public school, a public hospital, a public institution, whatever it is. The examiner can come from any angle. Then evaluation of financial statements. This is already in the syllabus that we have, but evaluation of financial statement is going to be very crucial here. Now it's 20%. We have to calculate a lot of ratios like debt to GDP ratio, capital expenditure to total expenditure ratio, wages to tax revenue ratios, and all manner of ratios. So we're going to be calculating ratios. Common size analysis is there. Budget variance analysis is there. All of these are evaluation of the financial position, financial performance, and the prospect of public sector entities. And then certainly, governance in the public sector is also something that you need to really know about. And so that is public sector accounting and finance. So public-private partnership, public procurement, PFA, all of those things have been taken out. So public sector accounting and finance is now financial reporting. We want to really see how we really deal with the financial statement, analysis of the financial statement, and all of those things. So it means that the approach to pass the public sector now, it's different, all right? The approach is going to be different because unlike previously where we're going to be dealing with public procurement, public sector budgeting, and all of those things, now it's like financial reporting. And so what are you going to do? What you must do is to ensure that you have a solid understanding of the IPSAS. Because like I said in the financial reporting, we are going to have a dedicated question on the IPSAS. And so once you understand the IPSAS, it means that you'll be able to then answer those dedicated questions on the IPSAS in the exam, or as well as be able to prepare the financial statement, because the preparation of the financial statement will be based on the IPSAS. When we are preparing a financial statement for any public sector entity, we are going to be applying IPSAS 17. We will have to apply IPSAS 9. We will have to apply IPSAS 23, that is revenue from exchange transaction, revenue from non-exchange transaction. We would have to apply IPSAS 4. We would have to apply other IPSAS. So understanding the IPSAS will really help you here when it comes to passing the public sector examination from November 2024. But also, in addition to that, is the idea about evaluation of financial statements. It's going to be a key highlight here. So as you are strong in the IPSAS to help you to prepare financial statements and answer the dedicated questions on the accounting standards, you have to also be mindful of evaluation of the financial statement. Not only your ability to be able to calculate the various ratios, but also you should be able to know how to interpret those ratios. So if you are doing common size analysis, you need to understand how we go through that. If you are going to be preparing budget variance analysis, you should be able to know how to do it. If you are going to go with a ratio analysis, you must know how to calculate those ratios and how to interpret the ratios generally at the end of the day. But let me say that one key topic that you need to know about to increase the chances of passing the public sector examination is going to be revenue management and expenditure control. This topic is very crucial because it sets the tone for how you will know to recognize revenues and how the revenues are going to be treated in accordance with the IPSAS, to recognize expenses and how these expenses will be treated in accordance with the IPSAS. But most importantly, that also helps us to analyze the financial statement later on when we are dealing with the analysis of the financial statement. And you need to position yourself to understand the IPSAS, just like how you position yourself to understand the accounting standards in financial reporting if you want to really pass the examination.